Coach Q, how's it going? Out rebounding against Stony Brook, just one more than Penn State, but yet you're bigger than both teams, probably will be against most competition all of this season. So what can you attribute this to, and what does it mean come ACC play?
Say that one more. I missed the beginning of the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. So out rebounding against Stony Brook, you only have one more rebound than Penn State, but yet you're bigger than this team. You're going to be bigger than most teams you play this season. So what can you attribute that to, and what does that mean come ACC play this week?
We gotta track down the 50-50 balls. A lot of rebounds that they're getting are the ones when they hit the rim, bounce once, and then guards are scrambling to get them, or just bouncing to an area and we kind of just not going after the ball. So we gotta make sure that after we box out that we definitely pursue the ball. I don't think it means anything going into the ACC play because we can. That's correctable. It's just about boxing out and tracking the ball down.
And you mentioned after Stony Brook that you needed to get Camilla better positioning down low, especially getting her those middle looks in the paint. She really wasn't much of a factor against Penn State. What can you do as a coach, and what can she do positioning-wise to be more of a factor going into Miami?
A lot of it was the foul call. She got in foul trouble. She got those two quick fouls, stepping in front of her, rolling to the basket, and in transition. And then obviously when Amaya got into the game, Amaya played well. So a lot of it was just her minutes in that game, and she got into foul trouble, and Amaya came in and played well. So we let Amaya and I bet take the game home. So that was the biggest thing on that.
And lastly, rebounding is also very much predicated upon shot selection. You guys missed a lot of threes against Penn State. What have you done since then in practice to encourage looks closer to the basket?
Nothing. We got open looks. We gotta make open shots, and that's what it comes down to. A lot of it, yes, shot selection is huge, but the shots you take, you got to make. And there were some open looks that we just didn't make.
All right, next question. We're going to go to Lindsay Kramer.
Well, good afternoon.
Hey, Bert.
I had a question. The men's team is wearing the word equality on the back of their jerseys. I was wondering, is there any consideration for the women's team making a similar sort of statement? Has that been discussed? Is that possible down the road?
Well, that's a team decision. With our players, they have the freedom to do whatever they choose to do, and right now they're just not doing it. But we discuss it all the time. We discuss all the issues that's going on from racial equality to COVID to whatever. So that's a team choice choosing not to do that at this point.
And you probably saw Brianna Stewart was one of 5 athletes named Sports Person of the Year to sort of honor the activist athlete. You're someone who's been coaching, young women for many years now. You've seen the evolution of attitudes and their comfort in speaking out on things. What's your overall thoughts about how that's evolved over the past 10, 15 years? Young women college basketball players becoming more comfortable just going beyond the sport and talking about political issues.
Well, I think it's fantastic of a kid to use their platforms for the things that they're passionate about and things that are good in society and in the world. So I think it's great, and I think that because we're in this time now where it's becoming more acceptable to do it, and almost sometimes even expected, that it's a good time for athletes when they use their platform and they use their voice to take a stance on things that they feel passionate about.
Okay, thank you.
The next question we're going to go to is Mario Sacco.
Hi, Coach. How important is it to have Emily as you head into ACC play and get her rolling on this basketball team? Everyone knows about the backcourt you have, but with Emily and Digna, so to say.
Yeah, it's important. Obviously, she adds so much depth to our team. She can play 3 positions for us, and that's big for us to just have hybrid players to add depth. She came right in the game and got going. She didn't score a lot of points, but she really cleaned up the rebounding some for us, and that's big. Emily's going to be great. Obviously, when you've seen her, she looks fantastic. She's in great shape. She's going to be down the floor, so she's going to be good. I mean, we had to think. She played her first minutes in the second half of the last game. So, I mean, she hasn't played since we got our season shut down last year. So that's a long time off. So she needs to kind of shake the rest off and get going a little bit.
The next question is going to go to Mark Larson.
Mario, does Nora have a question?
Daddy daycare, Mark. Daddy daycare.
Okay, all right. Just wondering. It's his daughter. Okay. Q, I just have two questions.
We got
First of all,
babies now. We got glasses on. I don't know what's going on. You got to
yeah,
get.
I
got
wore a paisley tie for you the other day, Coach Q.
I got to up my glasses game, Q. You got me way beat in that category. Two questions for you. First of all, when you go to Miami, are you allowed outside the hotel? And if not, what kind of torture is this to go down there and see how nice it is?
Hey man, hopefully we can open our windows, man. You know, you have the hotels where the windows don't open. You don't have. I tell you, it's a trip that you look forward to at least just walking outside, right, and sitting out front on those benches in front of that Marriott. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So we got to go there and take care of business. There could be very little sun action on this trip, I believe.
Yeah, I think it'd be the longest boarding and unboarding of a bus in history.
Facts. I didn't think about that. You're right. We could do that.
Take your time. Second question is, you basically had two games and a glorified scrimmage to get ready for the ACC. What's this feeling like, kind of jumping into this?
You know, it's funny because you look back at how it's been in the past, and you had these 9 games, and you get into your first conference game, and it's still anxiety. It's still the same. It doesn't feel any different to me from having 9 non-league games to 11 to 2 or 3. It really doesn't feel any different. These games are so important for your season, for your standing in the ACC conference, and obviously going on the road. Road games are big. When you can start to steal these road games, it changes the whole season for you. So we're anxious, we're excited, and of course there is some anxiety going into this game.
Thanks, buddy. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Next question, we're going to go to Josh St. Croix.
Hi, Coach. I want to ask you something you touched on with Emily being in better shape this year. The game broadcast the other day said that she was down 40 pounds from last season. Just wondering if you've kind of seen the results of that. Just your thoughts on the way she attacked that.
Well, she's a lot more athletic. Obviously, she lost the weight and she's a lot more athletic. She's happier. That's a big thing that I've seen. She just seems to be just so much more engaged in everything that we're doing, everything that she's doing. She's happier. She's more athletic. She's healthier. She just looks great and she feels great from every indication. So I just feel good about the just how she is as a person. You know, you can't play well, you can't be totally engaged unless you're happy and you feel good. She's happy and she feels good, and I think it showed in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Next question, we're going to go to Mike Curtis.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
So, Mike.
You just got your last practice before ACC play. What did you see from your team that lets you know that they're ready?
Well, it's just about the attention to detail, because it comes down now to when you get into conference play, you generally know your opponent. So now you guard the action, you attack the action, and now can you guard the player? So it really comes down to game prep. It comes down to personnel analysis and things of that nature. So, you know, you got to keep them engaged, keep them at task, and they were engaged today. I made sure of that. So we had a good day, and we were very attentive to the things that we needed them to do.
And a quick follow-up. I'm on the Syracuse website, and I just noticed that you guys announced that you're playing Binghamton on Sunday. That's a non-conference opponent, obviously. What is it going to be like to transition from conference play to non-conference play, and then probably back to conference play?
I have no idea. Never done it. So I guess we're going to see. The Binghamton game was always in the works. We had to kind of cross some T's and dot some I's. So we knew that we were going to play that game. So it's not a surprise to us. It's a surprise to y'all, but not to us. So we knew that game was in the works. So we're ready for it. Hopefully we can transition back and forth as needed, because that's how the season's going to be. That's how it looks right now.
Thanks, Mike. The next question, we're going to go to Patrick Gunn from 247 Sports.
Hey, Coach. Happy to be here. So Tiana is now going into her first ACC game. With her performances from the start of the season, what have you seen from her that lets you know what she's going to be like going forward?
I think she's doing solid. She had a lot of turnovers last game, but I think we'll be able to cut those down for her easily. She's got to just see the game a little better. But if you look at a point guard who in the first game she had 16 points, this game she had 14 points, and obviously on the game that we played in between Lincoln, we only played her 15 minutes. But if you have those two Division I games and your point guard averaging 15 points and 7 or 8 assists, she's probably gonna be first team all conference with those numbers. So she's doing well. Her numbers are good. Just gotta cut down on the turnovers in that one game. I think that we'll be fine, and she'll be able to do that as she gets going.
And just as a quick follow-up, last night she was on the ACC Network broadcast talking about the Jimmy V Foundation. So what do you think about her just going forward and being a student?
Well, she's been that from day one. She's always been very honest and very forthcoming on everything that she's going through. So this is no different. And she stepped up and really just took the challenge on of fighting and beating this disease and being a spokesperson for it. And she's been great. She's been very honest and open, and I feel good that she's doing that, because that means that she understands and she's fighting it and she's not letting it keep her down.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Patrick. Next question, we're going to go to Roshan Fernandez from the Daily Orange.
Hi, Coach. So against Lincoln, you guys had, obviously you win by 51, but there was, 18 turnovers. I guess, from your point of view, was that sort of frustrating? And how much are those turnovers gonna hurt you guys against a stronger ACC opponent?
It was frustrating. A lot of them was our freshmen. Our returners and our upperclassmen played 15, 16 minutes. So we knew that we would have some mistakes because we have our young kids and they're playing. So no, that wasn't frustrating to me. Obviously, I want to improve that. I want to get better because we need them to play. But again, that was our second game. That was our second time playing under the whistle. And normally at this point during the year, we would have had refs in our practices too. So we haven't even been able to have refs in our practices either. So that's our first 2 times playing under the whistle. I think that'll be a different kind of answer if we're in February and we're still having those problems. But right now, it's early and you deal with it and you try to show film and clean it up the best way you can.
Yeah, and just as a follow-up to that, you kind of just mentioned Tiana's 9 turnovers against Penn State. What did you tell her post-game?
We haven't even discussed it, to be honest. We're going to sit down with her and watch some tape with her over the next couple of days, because I just clipped the turnovers and we're just going to talk about it. But it's just about Tiana just understanding that she has to start shooting the ball more from the perimeter. I think she's passing up shots from the perimeter when she's open and driving into traffic. Teams are still game planning for her. Teams are still trying to shrink the floor when she get catches. And she has to know that when she catch it, they're going to be standing in the paint waiting for her.
Next question, we're going to go to Michelle Knezovic.
Hey, Coach.
Michelle.
What is the main thing you'd like to see improve from Sunday's game to Thursday in Miami?
Well, I think it's the turnovers. I want to keep our turnovers under 12. That's our number, and I just want to make sure that we can get in transition and play a little bit faster, and not have to play so much, run so many sets. Because when we got going up and down the floor in transition, that really blew the game open. We made shots, we got into our pressure, we were able to play faster, and that's when we're really good, when we get in transition. So the key is to get the ball to the glass quickly and get out in transition, and let's get our athletes in space and attack.
Thanks, Michelle. Next, we're going to go to James Corrigan.
Coach, players play well over 30 minutes. Obviously, before the season, there's talk about Tiana's fitness coming in, that those questions have largely evaporated. What can you say about the physical shape of your team? Is it coming off of no off-season and obviously an overall practice schedule? And how much do you attribute their physical fitness to the work you put in during the pandemic and the off-season?
missed a lot of it, but I think you were referring to the minutes that our guards were playing, I think.
Yeah, my question was about the physical fitness of your team. How much do you attribute their fitness to the work that they put in the off season and during the pandemic when everything was shut down?
James, we can't really hear you. Can you put your question in the chat and we'll come back to it?
Yes.
So for now, we're going to go to Thomas Schultz. Just type your question in the chat and then we'll answer it after Thomas. You're up, Thomas.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you. So far, you guys are holding teams to 27% from the field compared to 39% last year. Obviously, having
Thomas, thank you. Everybody's talking about turnovers, we're shooting the ball crappy. Thank you, Thomas. You can have 2 questions, Thomas.
Oh, thank you, Coach. What's the biggest difference? What's the change this year?
I don't know, Thomas. I'm so happy you asked. I'm so happy you point out something good. Well, I just think that it's that we're a lot longer in our zone. We're more athletic. That's a lot of it. And then too, honestly, teams are just missing some open shots too. You know, so you gotta have a bit of both. You gotta have a bit of a team missing some shots and a bit of you playing some solid defense. But I just think that we're definitely longer, more athletic. We're able to challenge shots a little bit more on the perimeter, and we're really closing off the paint. So I think that's been huge for us.
And Coach, another positive to take away from the Penn State game. Kiara Lewis had her best game.
You get a third question, Tommy. Go ahead.
Kiara Lewis had her best game. Was the first 2 games just kind of an adjustment period to playing off ball, or what do you attribute to that?
I think it was just a period of everybody. Kiki playing off ball. Getting Tiana back and move players back to the normal positions. I think that it was a big adjustment just for our team in general. Just getting everyone back into their natural spots. So I really feel that we're gonna get better, play better as this year goes on with the shuffling of the lineups and getting people in certain spots.
And finally, what do you expect from Emily Anxler going forward?
Just to continue what she's doing, to play big minutes for us, and obviously her rebounding is a huge factor for us. I mean, she does a great job on the glass, and she can score the ball. So just I think the more comfortable she becomes, the better off we're going to be.
Thanks, Coach.
We're going to go to Tala Rowe.
Hey, Coach. How you doing? Can you just talk a little bit about Digna's impact in the last win? She did a little bit of everything, had a couple steals, blocks, scored, had a couple of deflections. So could you just talk a little bit about her impact on the game?
Yeah, definitely. Digna has been kind of a jack of all trades for us, and she does a great job of just doing what we need her to do for us to win. And we're just fortunate to have a player who can figure that out in the mix of a game. I need to rebound. I need to defend better. I need to make some shots, and she's very, very much in tune with that. So we're just very fortunate to have a hybrid player that can play that way.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Tala. Okay, James Corrigan asks, you had 3 players play 35-plus minutes on Sunday. How would you assess your team's fitness in the unusual offseason, and how much do you attribute the fitness to the work they put in during the offseason and the start of the pandemic?
Okay. I think that as a unit, our team came in better shape, and I think that that they all understood that for us to play the way that we want to play, they have to be in great shape, and they've really made a point to be in shape, to come in ready to play, come in healthy. So we have their injuries. So yeah, I think that during that pandemic, it's kind of bit of both. As crazy as it sounds, our players kind of came back to campus early because we started testing early for COVID. So they got about another extra week and a half of being here, which is good and is bad. I mean, they probably had another week and a half of dealing with me, which might be bad, but they're able to get here, to get in our facility and work. So I think it's played a big part in what we do, but we still want to get, Kiki and Tiana's minutes down to about 28 minutes a game. That'll be great for us going forward.